there's a career here. You're not afraid to work hard. And a lot of people in Dubai work hard. It's just that culture, right? It's like
work hard, play hard.
Work hard, play hard culture. But to me, it feels like a lifestyle magazine, like I'm living in a lifestyle travel magazine. So if I can take that and I can put that into something like Hoxton, like where I went out to France recently and I filmed with Michael Yule. And I showed what it's like to be a financial advisor in Europe, servicing his clients that are South African or American or from the UK. I can paint that picture for somebody and I can show it to them. Then not only they go, wow, I could do that as well. Because people close their eyes often and you say, what would you love to do? Oh, I'd love to live in the sun and work in the sun, or Europe or France, or retire there. So you don't have to. You don't have to retire. You can go and do it now. You know, you spend the next, imagine if you're an IFA or a financial advisor, right? And the average age is 55 years old. So right, they're thinking about their exit. Well, don't exit. Just go and live in France for 5 years. Rent your house out in the UK. Go and rent somewhere in France. Get stuck in, you can still see your clients and you can do it with us. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, because there's so many people, like you said, they talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. My parents are the same. They've talked about it for years. They would love to live abroad, love to live near the sea, but they've never done it. And I think, what are you waiting for? Go and do it. And that's the thing about the people that have come here and live here now. They're kind of the go-getters. They're kind of... Apologies to mum and dad. I'm not saying that you're not go-getters.
No, my parents are the same though. They, day in, day out. Like, they got the money, right? But they're choosing not to go and live in France, or, you know, and I'm like, why? Like, why whinge about the weather day in and day out? And why not go somewhere like France? Why not go somewhere like Spain? If you've got the money, you've got the capability to do it, go and do it. And I think the opportunity for us to work abroad now is huge. Huge. Right? And again, young, dynamic, innovative company like Hoxton, we want to attract those people who've got that kind of growth expanded mindset and want to be part of an international business. It's exciting, it's interesting, it gives those, especially when you look at the back of the budget and you look at Britain and you think to yourself, what's going to happen there? How many people are going to be leaving? How many people's clients are going to be moving abroad? You know, it's a huge opportunity. Huge opportunity, it's I mean, it is just generally a great place to be. And even geographically, being in Dubai, you've got so many countries that kind of wouldn't be as accessible to you from the UK, that your holidays can be spent, you know, in the Maldives is 4 hours away and Seychelles is 5 hours away, and everything is life's just better here generally, I would say. I mean, that's not to diss the UK. I absolutely love it, and spent the whole summer in the UK and had a fabulous time kind of, you know, as a tourist in London pretty much, you know, just loving our own country. But it was, it's a great place to be, and, you know, it's a very transient place and people come and go quite a lot. But it gives them, generally speaking, I would say, if you've been in Dubai and then you go back to the UK, a lot of people don't tend to settle then in the UK. They end up moving somewhere else. It might not be Dubai, but it could probably be another country. But yeah, it's, I mean, I love it. Let's dispel some myths, because some women might be listening to this podcast and you hear about like, oh, it's a horrible place to live in Dubai if you're a woman. You've been here for a while, right? So can you give us your honest experience of what it's like to be a female in Dubai?
I mean, 10 years of living here, I don't have a story. You know, there's nothing that's ever happened to me. I've never felt uncomfortable. I've never felt, you know, judged for being a Western woman here. It's, you know, every time I've had any dealings with, you know, kind of speaking to the police on the street or whatever it may be, they're very, very nice, very respectful. Never had an issue. I was actually speaking to a lady the other day who was asking me the same questions. You know, do you feel comfortable as a woman there? Do you have to cover up? Do you have to do this? Can you drive? You know, all these questions that, you know, people still think, you know, you're not allowed to drive there and you're very restricted on what you can and cannot do. It's not like that at all. Obviously, you have to be very respectful. Of course. You know, and you wouldn't go kind of government buildings or the malls, you know, with your kind of shoulders out or your knees out. But I mean, what is that? You know, you could just throw a pair of trousers on and a t-shirt and you're good. It doesn't impact you on a day-to-day basis. But yeah, generally speaking, it's a great place to be for a young woman. There's so many opportunities here as well. It's a lot more opportunities in Dubai than there would be in the UK. I don't think I'd be in the position that I'm in today if I'd been in the UK.
I like it. I like it. And why do you think that is?
I think, firstly, I think obviously I joined Hoxton when they were a relatively young company. So I've kind of grown as Hoxton's grown, which is great. But I think, you know, people just take chances on people a little bit more here. I think if I'd kind of interviewed for maybe an IFA firm in the UK with no experience at all, but an Irish qualification behind me, and said, please, I promise I'll learn, they'd probably say, well, thanks for your time, but no thanks.
Yeah,
whereas, you know, true. Chris had, you know, thankfully took a chance on me, and I promised that I would get really qualified. So I stuck to the promise.
What did he see in you, do you think?
Absolutely no idea. I think probably determination. I'm quite a determined person. I'm quite competitive, so I do kind of want to be the best. So maybe that. And it's definitely more of a kind of, I mean, not really driven by money or anything like that. I'm more driven about just kind of, I want to be the most qualified. I want to be this. I want to be that. So that's probably what's driven me to kind of be at the level I am today.
Which is one of the most qualified within our business, right?
Yeah. For the UK.
For the UK.
Yeah. I'll just put that in there. For the UK. There's a lot of very qualified people in different jurisdictions as well. But yeah, from the UK.